Hello and welcome to the Rakyat Times TV News. My name is Jason S. Gunnison. 1MDB is in the news yet again, with DAP's Tony Phua warning that Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak should not be involved with the ongoing investigation into the sinking Sovereign Wealth Fund. This is because 1MDB's Memorandum and Articles of Association, which came to light recently, showed that Najib had absolute power over all of 1MDB's major decisions. Phua said that if Najib were to continue being involved with both the running of and the investigation into 1MDB, then the integrity and trustworthiness of any report produced as a result of said investigation would be questionable and public interest would be severely jeopardized. Phua proposed that Deputy Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin be given full authority over the investigation into 1MDB and that the Cabinet should have the final say over all its transactions. And the Prime Minister may be more involved with 1MDB than previously believed. PKR's Rafizi Ramli pointed out yesterday that Najib's son, Nizar Najib, works for Deloitte, the firm that cooked 1MDB's books. Nizar is the Executive Director of the Financial Advisory Services Division in Deloitte. Although Nizar was not technically involved in the 1MDB audit, Rafizi maintains that his employment in Deloitte may still constitute a conflict of interest. Nizar's position in the firm has raised eyebrows as many believe that Deloitte failed to report dubious transactions in its audit of 1MDB. Thankfully, there is somewhat more positive news. The credit rating agency Moody's does not believe that 1MDB will drag Malaysia down with it. Moody's Vice President Christian de Guzman said that only 5.8 billion ringgit of 1MDB's 42 billion ringgit debt was explicitly guaranteed by the government. Another 3 billion ringgit was guaranteed by a letter of support. Although a large sum of money, the amount guaranteed is not large enough to derail any debt reduction efforts by Putrajaya and will, in all likelihood, not affect Malaysia's A3 positive rating. And in other news, a draft proposal to ban Bahasa Malaysia Bibles containing the word Allah in Peninsular Malaysia is in the works. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Tan Sri Joseph Kurup, told Christian leaders in Sabah and Sarawak and the Christian Federation of Malaysia that Bibles with the term Allah cannot be brought into Peninsular Malaysia. These Bibles can only be brought in on two conditions, either for personal use or with Sabah and Sarawak as the final destination. This draft proposal sees Najib renege on a promise made in 2011 to allow the Bibles to be distributed across the country. And staying in Sarawak, Putrajaya's appeal of the Kuching High Court decision asking the Election Commission to redraw electoral boundaries in the state shows that it has failed Malaysians and betrayed the federal constitution. The High Court had ruled that the EC had not adhered to the 13th schedule of the federal constitution because it did not provide sufficient information to voters in the affected constituencies. With the ruling, the EC would have had to carry out its redelineation exercise in the state all over again. Versus Wong Chin Huat said that the decision to appeal showed that Putrajaya is deliberately pushing to violate the federal constitution. Wong said that the Attorney General and the EC chairperson should both resign if they lose the appeal, as they would have brought shame on their officers. He also warned that Putrajaya should be prepared to go to court for every violation of the constitution that it committed, saying that the days of Barisan National Government getting away with breaking the law were over. And that was the Rakyat Times TV News. See you again tomorrow.